All right, today we're gonna be cooking bacon. You wanna grab the bacon from the back, Ryan?
Alright, so we got some good bacon in here.
Cooking is all about heat. Heat is energy transfer as a result of a temperature difference. When cooking bacon, the temperature difference is between the bacon in the pan and the heat source below it. The pan used affects the speed and amount of heat that reaches the bacon. Every pan has a unique heat capacity based on its mass and the materials it is made out of. Heat capacity is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a pan by 1 degree. Pans with a heavy bottom, which have a greater mass, will have a greater heat capacity. So here we have one of the key equations regarding heat capacity. Here we can see that you can calculate the heat gained, which can't be directly measured, if you know the heat capacity, the mass, and the change in temperature. And so this is important because in a situation such as this one where we know the mass of the pan, we can look up its heat capacity based on its materials, and then we can determine the change in temperature from the temperature of the flame and the initial temperature of the bacon. We can use all that information to determine the heat required to cook a piece of bacon.
Alright, so we need to check out our stove over here. So right here we got a gas stove.
Ooh, it's a Whirlpool GT700. If
Yes,
you want
sir.
that high intensity heat, this is what you're gonna want to be cooking on tonight. Then we got those electric stoves, they're a little bit more base model. If you want that medium heat, not that high intensity, you're gonna want an electric stove. But for bacon, this is it.
Right,
This
hot
thing.
temperature, and let's check it out.
Nice and warm already,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
away.
Get
Instead
your
of
hands nice
waiting-
and warm.
You're
Ready for
waiting those
cooking?
coils to heat up on those electric ones? Instant heat.
Gas stoves are preferred by most chefs because they reach higher temperatures faster, allowing for more heat transfer. Electric stoves are preferred for maintaining a constant lower temperature over long periods of time.
Got it.
Well, now that our bacon's cut,
Let's get cooking.
Ryan and Tanner decided to try the stainless steel and cast iron pans. The stainless steel has a lower relative heat capacity, so less heat will be required to increase the temperature of the pan and bacon. That means faster bacon cooking. However, it also means that Ryan is risking burnt bacon.
See why? Well, his pan takes about an hour to get up to temperature. Mine's like almost already there, so quicker bacon. Wait, ready to hear the sizzle? Okay, now that's a good sound right there.
An open system can exchange mass and energy with its surroundings. The bacon and pan make up our system. The grease and heat leaving the pan make it an open system. Putting a lid on the pan creates a closed system, so only energy is exchanged and mass is conserved.
Grease splattering. What do I call that? An open environment.
ow!
What happened there, Ryan?
All right, so we got an extra crispy request out here, so I delivered.
You like your extra crispy in the video at the beginning? That is burnt, bro.
That's
Burnt.
crispy.
Ryan's bacon, which was made in the stainless steel pan, is starting to burn. Because this pan has a lower heat capacity, it cooks the bacon at a higher temperature more rapidly. It seems to be cooking the bacon a little too fast for him to handle.
You see here we have a couple different types of bacon. We got like the little raw that me personally, I like this kind. And we got the type that some people like a little crispier. So you like a good crunch.
So let's get down to what we learned. Higher heat capacity pans, like the one that Tanner used, are typically heavier and allow for more control in cooking. More time and heat is required for the food in the pan to cook. Lower heat capacity pans, like the stainless steel pan Ryan used, cook faster but with less control. So basically, lower heat capacity pans would be ideal for searing or cooking rapidly and imprecisely, while high heat capacity pans are better for sautéing. Now, in making decisions about the type of pan to use for a particular cooking project, you need to also consider the type of stove you have. So we discussed this earlier, electric versus gas, where gas will heat at a higher temperature but less precisely, somewhat like the low heat capacity pans, and electric, which heats at that constant lower temperature, kind of like your high heat capacity pans. And your system type, whether it's closed or open, so that impacts whether or not matter and energy can exchange with the system. So these factors are also important to consider when deciding what pan to use when cooking.